What is going on, everybody? My name is Wally the Crypto Hunter, and this is my friend Daniel Gayton. And we're just gonna have a friendly chat about the market, what's going on, updates, and everything else. So, if you can, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and his, we'd really appreciate it. What's going on, Daniel?
Nothing much. What's going on with you, Waddy?
Pretty good, man. Just chilling, enjoying the day and the boring market in a sense, but that's it.
A boring market sometimes is a good market. It's better than a down market, right?
No, that's true. But you know what hasn't been boring, man? Dogecoin.
So
I mean,
let me tell you my little story about Doge, Waddy.
all right, go ahead, go ahead.
So here's the thing. A couple months back, um, me and Austin were kicking it and we bought into Doge at 3 cents, right?
Okay,
And so it went up to like 5 cents, right? And
okay,
we sold. Um, but I kept a little bit of a moon bag in there, right?
yeah,
And then over the past, I seen it over a couple of days ago. It skyrocketed up to 8 cents, right?
yeah.
So I sold the rest of my bag. And no sooner than I sold the rest of my bag, I logged back on and it was at like 11 cents. And I was so mad. It was within probably an hour and a half. And
Well,
so,
I'll tell you this, man. I'm laughing, but I shouldn't be laughing because my story is worse than yours. Before Doge took that big run up, I had about 600,000 Dogecoin. I had them on Robinhood, and I got impatient. So I say, you know what? This ain't going nowhere. Let me put my money in XLM. And like not even a full month later, the nice run up. Now I take some money, I put it back in Doge. When it reached 3 cents, I thought I was the smartest guy in town, and I sold.
but but I will tell you, I got back in
Okay,
today. I
okay,
got back in. Um, I'm taking a chance. It was at 13 cents, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw some money at this. I'm gonna see where it goes. Not a lot, but I'm gonna see where it goes. And so I got back into Doge. But yeah, like when I seen Doge flip that zero the other day, and an hour before that, I just took my money out at 8 cents. I was like, I was sitting on the couch, Whitey. I said, I can't even watch this anymore.
I know, I know the feeling, man. Trust me, I know the feeling. And then the funny thing is that you would think like, okay, with your experience or my experience, you would think, well, these guys know better, but we're still human, right?
Well, my thought process going into it was at 8 cents, right? That everybody who was sitting on it at 5 was going to start taking profits. So I'm like, well, let me get ahead of the profit taking. So I kind of got myself too far ahead of the profit taking. But
Yeah, I mean, but you see, that's the thing right there, Daniel. That's what I'm saying. Like, what kills us is the fact that we know, honestly speaking.
yeah,
So since we know how the market works, we already are thinking five, 4 steps ahead of everybody else. But a person that doesn't really know Jack, like one of my friends, I only taught him how to buy and click the sell button and hold. So he bought and he made a pretty good penny out of Dogecoin.
Yeah. I I mean, if you defied logic, you would have still been in Dogecoin right now.
Yep. Yeah, big time.
but I threw a little bit at it today after that, and I'm like, you know what? Let's see how far Elon and CZ can make this thing run. Let's see what happens with it. I looked at it like I was throwing money at a DGen play today, and I was like, let's see what Elon and CZ is going to do with this. Let's see how far they can make it run, and see what happens.
Well, I was actually thinking one thing, and let me say hello to the chat real quick. Mr. Dr. Reverend Shaman says in the house, Tim
I love
Shady
that.
in the
I love
house.
that. I love that new name, Mr. Doctor Reverend. I love the new name, man.
Yeah. And so this is the thing. I did the analysis, and when I looked at it, like for example, let me bring up the 8-hour chart. Yeah, see over here it looks better. But when I looked at it from my phone, it looked like way too overextended. So I figured this thing is gonna take a dump. And I was like, I'm not gonna go in it. But if it decides to run, I estimate that it's gonna go to about 15,800 more or less. And if it breaks 16, then we'll be good. But
Yeah,
yeah, but that's the biggest problem there is a huge if.
yeah. So I got back in today, like I said, at the 13 level. I figure it's got to break through that 13 cent level, that 13.5, 13.9, somewhere up in there. And then
Yeah,
when it does, that next level is like I think it's like at 16 cents or something like that. And if it can break
yeah.
through there, then the sky's the limit, right? But um it's got to get through this little 13.5 to 13.9 level first. That's a pretty tough level.
Yeah, I know, man. And that's the thing. Like even the 15 level is a pretty tough one. And if you see it, it kind of touched and got rejected and it dropped.
Yep.
So
So, but the thing about it is the only thing that Elon has to say is one thing, and it'll bust through that 15 level.
oh, I know that, man. That's the crazy thing. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't jump in the beginning. But that I regret it, yeah, because I saw it at 8 cents.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I regret selling mine at 8 cents, but at the same time, I look at it and green is green, right? If you
that's
make
true.
money, you make money.
That's true. So the other thing was that, like with the whole FOMO thing, I didn't want to get into it. Like, the fear of missing out, because usually when I do that in the past, oh man, that I get caught lovely.
You know,
So that's one of the reasons why I learned how to control my emotion when it comes to this.
very few times will I FOMO into a project. Very few. This Doge is the exception, I think, right now. So, I got in again. Doge was the exception, but very few will I make a play. Um, will I make a play on something that's mooning like Doge is.
Yeah. Hold on. Hi, fan.
Oh, fans in the house.
So, Waddy and Daniel. Hi, Tim. Shaman. But yeah, I mean, from this point of view, though, if you look at the weekly, it is looking nice and it's looking clear. Like I don't see, at least not right now. Let me put the screen bigger real quick. Yeah, maybe around 32 cents and about 32 and about 18 cents. I see a tiny bit of resistance, but I don't see anything like to be worried in a sense. So, like you said earlier, we break through, sky is the limit. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think with Elon sitting there, and then CZ coming into the mix, it's going to be hard to lose. So that's the
yeah,
way I feel about it.
I totally agree with you on that one. Now, what
Which
do you think about Elon changing Twitter Blue to $8 a month?
business is business, right?
Yeah,
And everything's going up. Elon just made a big acquisition. He's got to recoup some of that money. I don't see I don't see a big deal about $8 a month. You know, I it it is what it is. I mean, what did he raise it? $3 a month. Um, yeah, I bet you if you go back and look at the last time Twitter raised its fees was probably a while ago. So they were probably due. It just depends on what he does with it, I guess.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that part does make sense, but he talked about that you wanted to make a fair game for everyone, pretty much.
It and that's the one thing I like about Elon, and the one thing I think he's going to bring to Twitter that wasn't there before is I think he's going to let the average person like me and you and everybody else like have the same perks that some of these bigger Twitter followers, Twitter people have, or businesses. I think we're going to have access to some of them same tools. Um,
Yeah.
it's going to cost us a little bit, but I think we might have access to that. And at the end of the day, that's really all you can ask for is a fair level playing ground, right?
That's true. I mean, it's better than what a lot of people, usually do, especially people with money. No offense to anybody, but which is think about the smaller guys.
Yeah. And I think that's where it's at. I think Elon's going to bring that to Twitter, and I think he's going to create a a social media site or an app that's um all inclusive. I think Twitter's going to grow, and
Yeah.
there's going to have features and things on there that you probably never seen before. I was laughing because he was talking about bringing back Vine.
Wait, bring him what back?
Vine.
Oh man, that's like old school. But yeah,
Man, I haven't heard of Vine in years, but he actually said, he put a poll out actually and asked, who thought he should bring back Vine. And Twitter owns Vine, so I mean, I'm pretty sure he has it at his fingertips right now. So
yeah. But if you bring it back, then what is he planning to do with it? I mean, Twitter, I'm okay with. By the way, Caltra says hi everyone. Hello, Caltra.
hi, Culture.
So, so I mean, the buying video. I don't know. I mean, yeah, no, I guess type.
Like it's one of these things. You have Snapchat, you have TikTok, you have all these other platforms where short videos or are you know the thing right now, right? You have
Yeah.
reels, Vines, just another would just be another piece to that puzzle, except for again, it would be integrated into Twitter. And I think that's where Twitter's going to go, is they're going to start integrating so much into the platform that you may not have to leave the platform.
Well, that would be actually cool when you think about it from that perspective. If you
Yeah.
could turn Twitter into a all-in-one social media, then yeah,
Well, and then you have CZ sitting there, right? So we don't know exactly how that cryptocurrency is going to connect to Twitter, but it's gonna. We all know it's gonna at some level. So you know that's going to be interesting to see too. So you know,
yeah. Now I was also checking out Gala because it's supposed to be running, but from what I noticed just now, it doesn't look like it'll run much. And
yeah.
yeah, no, but
Now,
said,
now,
how?
now you're talking my language. You're talking Gala.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gala is one of the coins, man, that I've been keeping an eye on for the longest. I believe that. So see, this is my thing. I know they say DCA, or in my case, wait until Bitcoin finish dropping, or at least as close to 1 penny as this could get. Then I'll buy it back in. But in the meantime, I'm just keeping it on my list because
Gala's
I
not Gala's not going back down to a penny.
uh yeah, I mean I will have to like do a full um okay, wait. Then again I have the answer right here. Hold on. Okay, yeah. All right. So
So when you're looking at that chart, right, it's sitting at what, about last time I looked at Gala, because it's one of my bigger holdings, is that it was at like 4 cents, 4.1, somewhere up in there, right?
yeah, it is about, yeah,
High
three
about
99 right now.
all time high around what, 80, 87 cents, somewhere in there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
83.
So 83 cents was the last bull run. That's how high Gala got. And fan, you better tell Austin to listen to this. Uh, they had no utility when it was at 83 cents, right? Zero.
Okay.
They were just in development of their games. So now they have multiple games on their platform that are being played right now, multiple in development. They have a Walking Dead game, um, which is a big franchise. But I, people have to look at Gala a little bit bigger than just their gaming platform.
Yeah.
Um, they launched a streaming music platform that Snoop Dogg's highly involved with, and he moved all of his um, music over there.
Yeah.
They continually sign artists. They have a movie platform that they're getting ready to launch, where they're gonna have movies. Um, but the key to Gala is Gala is also going to have a blockchain, and the Gala token is going to be the gas.
Okay.
That's why it's not going back down to a penny.
Interesting. Yeah,
So, I mean, you look at Bone right now, it's going to be the gas for Shibarium. It sits at $1, right? Dollar and a half, somewhere in there, right? So, when you look at that, and you just say, okay, well, if Gala's all-time high was sitting at 83 cents and it got there in the last bull run just off hype alone, where's it going to go in the next bull run? with actual utility
Yeah.
and soon to be the gas for the blockchain. So you tell me where that token's going.
No, I mean, honestly speaking, in the long run, I see Gala surpassing the $2 mark. You know, obviously, everything is not going to happen immediately, but if Axie Infinity, that all it had was just a game, really, as utility, and it made it all the way to like 190, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so imagine Gala and all the utility, and it is a metaverse token, and um, I mean, I think pretty much for that one, the sky is the limit, and people just gotta do their own research, and before they decide to invest.
The one thing that impresses me so much about Gala from a gaming side, from a gaming perspective, is a lot of these tokens that people invest in,
Yeah,
they're one game, right? So they're
uh,
putting all of their eggs in one basket, right? When you're investing in Gala, that's not what you're doing. You're investing in a network of games.
correct.
And so you only need you only need two, maybe three of them games to hit out of the 14 or 15 that's there for that
Yeah,
token to take off. So you don't even need them all to hit. You just need a couple of them to hit and it'll take off. It's you kind of hedge your bets that way, right?
yeah,
So if you're just investing in one game, if that game doesn't do well, guess what? You lose, right?
yeah. Which is kind of like that's the Infinity story because they only have the X Infinity game that had the Axie token or coin, and they had the SLP, supposed to be like super love potion. And when they got hacked, that's when everything started going sideways for them. So,
Yeah. So what do you think of XRP and Coinbase?
man, that was the best news that you could actually give me. When you told me about it, I was like, man, this is legit. Which means, eventually, Coinbase is gonna list them back on. So that's a big plus.
That was me. That was me giving you the heads up, Waddy.
Yeah, man.
It's time.
I actually appreciate that because I was looking at XRP last night after the stream, and I was gonna jump in and I was gonna be like, look, let me put something here and just leave it there because you never know. All it always takes is for them to say the case is over and that's it.
So here's my feeling on the case, Waddy. And there's some differing opinions in the XRP community, XRP Ripple community. But my stance on the case is I think it's going to be over sooner rather than later. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The SEC has fought every step of the way for the Hinman emails not to be released, right?
Yeah.
This was the big hold up and big, in court is they didn't want these emails out there. Because if the emails are released, then it basically allows other cryptocurrencies to have the playbook on what's actually a security and what's actually a commodity, right?
Okay.
So right now, Ripple XRP has the emails, but they're not allowed to release them to the public by court order until I think around December. I think somewhere around December 15th, somewhere in there, I think.
Okay.
I think that the SEC is going to settle with Ripple before that date so that them emails never go public. And XRP has said that they're fighting this for the cryptocurrency community. So they want to take it to the finish line. And I think that that's a bad deal for XRP, because if Ripple actually doesn't take a deal with the SEC that would allow them to not be called a security in a deal, and they take it all the way to the finish, and the judge rules that they're not a security, that opens Ripple and XRP up for appeals, and it could go all the way to the Supreme Court, which would take 5 years.
Ouch.
So if they settle, they can never bring it back up to Ripple again from a court perspective.
Yeah.
So I think it's in the SEC's best interest to settle, because they don't want the Hinman emails out there. And I think it's in XRP's best interest to settle, because that assures that they can't be brought back to court on appeal. So both parties' best interest is to settle this case, and I think it's coming sooner rather than later. But my thought is, if we get to the point where the Hinman emails are actually released to the public, then there's no settlement in sight, because the SEC at that point would really have no reason to settle the case. They're going to lose, and then they'll just appeal it and appeal it and appeal it, but they'll have no reason to settle. If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense, but it's like, I think I was talking to you and somebody else, because I kind of repeat the same thing. And it's the fact that, honestly, I think that whole thing is just total BS. I feel like XRP is a big threat to the banking system, and that's why they try to stop it.
And I agree. I think that's the only reason that the SEC went after them, is because they were a threat to the SWIFT system, which is the banking system.
Yeah.
That's why they went after them, and they thought that they were going to lay down, and that Ripple was going to lay down. What they didn't realize is that the CEO from Ripple was never going to lay down. It just was never going to happen. So then they got in a fight that they can't win.
Yeah. I mean, right now it seems like you said, for both of them, the best part is just settle and call it a day. That's it.
And some of the people in the crypto community are saying, Ripple shouldn't settle. They say that, they were doing it for the crypto community. We need to see this through, all the way through. But what they forget is that Ripple itself, the company that's being sued, because XRP is not being sued, Ripple is, right?
Yeah.
They have a board of directors that they need to answer to, right?
Correct.
And that board of directors is not going to want to see this case dragged out any longer than what it has to be. So that's why I think you'll see this settlement. And, it's not up to Ripple to save the cryptocurrency community. It's up to that. It's up to Ripple to do what's best for Ripple shareholders.
Yeah. Reverend Shaman says this court case is making Ripple throughout the crypto community. Throughout the crypto community. That's what they're trying to do, pretty much. But if you even realize, even with the course, I said the case going on, they still, like, the Ripple community is strong. They managed to push that price up to $1 and something.
The Ripple case right now has sent shockwaves through the cryptocurrency community because somebody's actually fighting back, right?
Yeah.
And and that's all the crypto community needs is a few of these bigger, tokens to fight back and to say, you know what, not gonna happen, not on my watch, right? And I always remind people, Ripple is not listed on exchanges in the United States. It's been taken off of all the exchanges in the United States.
Yeah.
So the minute that this thing is settled, they're going to be relisted on all them exchanges. And what do you think is going to happen? I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm not telling you what not to buy. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you that they're going to be relisted on every tier one exchange in the United States.
Yep. What's going on, Somo? And obviously we're supposed to say not financial advice. So anything we say here before you take it as financial advice, make sure that you do your own research. But I totally agree with you, Daniel. Once they get listed on every American exchange, man, I could see this passing the all-time high. I said it before. I said I will say it again, especially um with a all right, bro. With a bull market, then I could see XRP going around $10 or better.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not going to give a price prediction, but what I can say is this. I own XRP. I buy it every time it drops below 45 cents.
Oh
Um,
man, yeah. Hold
and,
on.
and I think that the minute the killer case is settled, blowing past the dollar is going to be pretty easy. It's going to
Yeah.
be pretty easy. Um, where it goes from there, we'll see. I just know that
Um,
there's years of pent up demand.
yeah, hold on, Daniel, because actually this is hilarious and that explains a lot. I just noticed that I had a misspell on advice. So, good catch, Shaman. And I have a bad habit of doing that. I don't know why. At times, I always skip a letter.
Waddy, I'm the worst speller in the world. If it wasn't for spell check, nobody would know what I was talking about if I had to type something out.
Yeah, no. There you go, Shaman. Thanks, bro. And it's funny because since I'm always switching up the banners, I didn't even look at it. It's just like yesterday I put XON what happened? What happened? I didn't even notice it. And then my wife told me, she was like, babe, do you notice your thumbnail? I'm like, what you mean? She's like, instead of you putting what happened, you put what happened. So I'm like, oh, people could take it as a joke, and me learning English, that's all. But nah, I fixed it.
I I laugh all the time at myself because I go back and read something and I type like I talk. If I type like I talk, so
Yeah.
if I'm speaking it to you, that's how I'll type it, and then I go back and read it. And I'm like, oh, that probably shouldn't probably shouldn't have typed it like that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Fiber with the heat. Welcome, welcome, Fiber. Tim Shea heard Mr. Dr. Reverend Shaman said there's a ripple in the crypto community because the gov is trying to sell more FUD. But what do you do with all the ASMR fans. Lately, yeah, man, I totally agree with you on that one, bro. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry, Daniel. What you were saying?
I was just saying how exciting it was to see Coinbase jump jump on Ripple's side yesterday. That was a surprise. That was a shock. Nobody's seen that one coming. Um, I think with that, mm, with Coinbase doing that, maybe they list XRP before the case is out, or maybe they're the first ones to list them when the case is before, after the case is settled. I don't know, but there's something going on there between XRP and Coinbase that that's really good. It's going to be really good for the XRP community.
Oh no, I totally agree with you. Like I said, man, I cannot wait for that XRP case to actually be closed and to see where is XRP gonna go after that, because that's the honest truth right there, man. Like we could see XRP literally moon without any hesitation.
Yeah, and I was buying XRP at the 30 cent level, the 40 cent level, and I'll buy it every time it drops below 45 cents. And I don't hide that from anybody, right? So that's my
Yeah.
buying level. Anytime it drops below 45 cents, I'm buying it. And I'm buying it on Pancake Swap, So I'm buying it, and you know, it's one of them things that it's just a matter of time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I was impressed, man. One time, somebody asked me for help, and they asked me what's the cheapest way to move some money, and we're talking about 50K. Man, XRP was instant, and the taxes, I mean the transaction fee, way below 50 cents.
Yeah, and that's the future of moving money.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if people are aware, but XRP just released. I don't want to say yes. XRP just released, and I don't have the full details on it yet. But NFT, you can now launch NFTs on their ledger.
Wow.
So, so it's more than just a money moving platform. They're now allowing you to launch NFTs on their ledger. So
That's pretty cool, man.
I
And
see.
uh,
I see Dr. Rob types Dr. Reb typed XLM. I'm a big XLM holder myself. I I
whew,
can I I can tell you, Doc, what I love right now is XRP, XLM, Quant, and H bar. And I was listening to a stream that Wadi was on last night. We started talking about some XDC, and I
yeah.
will I will be investing in XDC at some point, but right now it's H bar, XLM, XRP, and Quant. Um, so I'm with you on that XLM.
Yeah, Stellar Lumens. That was one of my very first investment. That was the first time I actually got to $1,000. Um, and what can I say out of 200? Because I bought XLM like dirt cheap, and I sold around, yeah, like, okay, yeah. Now my brain just went haywire, but I sold. I put in 200. I got 800 profit, and that was my beginning to crypto pretty much. Oh, I don't know if you remember that I was telling the story that basically when I put a certain amount on the stock market and I put a certain amount on the crypto market. 3 months later, the crypto is up. The stock market is still in the same.
they,
So
they
that was what got me more into crypto.
they move a little bit different, right?
Yeah, yeah,
The stock market's that slow grind. It's that slow grind. You might, a 10% return on your investment is a great investment, right? The crypto market, you get a 10% and everybody's complaining.
yeah.
They move a
Uh,
little different.
Reverend said no fee is so nice. Yeah, her NFT were coming a while back. And Somo said ODL and Chainlink. Hey Somo, hey Fiverr. ODL, which one is that one? I haven't heard of that one yet.
I haven't heard of ODL yet either. Chainlink, it's a great
Chainlink, I know.
it's a great platform. I'm personally don't own any Chainlink. It's just one of them tokens that I think is a good token, but you can only be in so many projects, right?
Correct.
So Chainlink's one of them ones that I watch, but I haven't invested in yet because you can only be in so many, and when I just consolidated out of a bunch of the low market caps probably about 6 months ago. I consolidated some positions out of there.
Yeah.
So my whole goal was to shrink my portfolio a little bit. So I just, but Chainlink, anybody who's invested in Chainlink, it's a solid investment.
Yeah, I believe so too. Actually, I was upset with myself because I saw the potential in Chainlink just like I saw the potential in Matic, which is now Polygon. Daniel, will you believe me if I tell you that I had Matic when it was only like 3 cents?
I would believe you because we were buying Matic earlier this year at 50 cents
Yeah.
and at 30 cents. So I mean, if you look at where Matic was, just not too long ago when we were scooping it up, um, yeah, I Matic is one of my big plays for the bull run. Like I haven't sold any of my Matic even when it ran up to over $1. I didn't sell any. Um, I,
Okay.
I just think that there's just way too much potential there. So it's one of them ones that I'm just sitting on right now, kind of like XRP. Like I don't even look to sell it. I just kind of sit on it right now and
Yeah.
accumulate it when it gets to a certain point. But I don't even look to sell it because I don't even think that we've scratched the surface on the potential of them two tokens.
Well, let me ask you this. Because this is one that I was thinking, you know what? It's time for me to actually jump in. Uh, I see, and I'm gonna show you actually in the chart. I'm not just gonna say, just take my word for it, but I'm gonna tell you what I see. Obviously, other than it has plenty of potential and huge partnerships. When I mean huge partnership, we're talking about BMW, we're talking about Jaguar, we're talking about then was the cruise ship. Have you ever heard of B Chain?
I did, and this is another. You know me, Waddy. I'm a big blockchain guy, right?
Yeah,
So I would much rather invest in blockchain than anything else, right? Or the potential for blockchain, right?
yeah,
I heard of VeChain. VeChain's actually on my watch list. I'm not invested. It's actually something that's on my watch list. And I've been watching it since the crypto market kind of went down. And I just, again, it's like Chainlink, you can't own them all. And it's one of them ones that I have on my watch list that I'm like, oh, I want to throw some money at this at some point. And every time I think about throwing some money at it, something else is there.
Okay. Well, see, the reason why I've been thinking that I should jump back onto this is because I noticed around the 2 cent mark, there's a very, very strong support. So I really don't think it could go any lower than that. Is it possible? Of course. But do I think that it is actually going to happen? Nope, not really. So if you look at the weekly, they're kind of closing in a bit. And I feel if the minute this moves a little bit closer, we could see a nice explosion toward the upside. Possibly through let me see, right here, the first level to break would be around 3 cents, 400. But
Well,
if it breaks that, we have kind of a open space all the way to like 6 to 8 cents.
well, they're solving a problem. They're solving a supply problem, right?
That's correct.
So anytime you have a blockchain that's solving a problem, the upside is great. And with our supply problem right now, VeChain is primed to step in and assist not only the United States but other countries with this
Yep.
issue. So the use case for VeChain is definitely there. Um, Walmart actually at one point was working with VeChain. So
Yeah. No, I mean, in my opinion, like you say yourself, it solves a real world problem. The utility is incredible. The partnership is incredible. They also have the BTOR, which is another token in the ecosystem. Usually is used for gas, but even the BTOR token went to like, what was it, 5 to 6 cents out of being many zeros. So they both have potential, and B Chain also has its own stablecoin, VUSD.
I'm I'm all about blockchain. You throw me a blockchain, and and you have my attention. And the reason that I'm such of a blockchain investor is because I believe you have to own the gas, right? That means that anybody that builds on that blockchain, you have to own the token that they need to own in order for people to trade on that blockchain. That's why
Correct.
I'm a big bone guy, right? Because when Shibarium drops, bone's going to be the gas. So um I own SHIB. I haven't bought back into SHIB in a long time, but I do own some SHIB because I don't think that SHIB's the token to own. I think Bone is the token to own because it'll be the gas for the Shibarium blockchain. And you want to own the gas. You want to own what everybody else needs in order to trade. That's why Ethereum is so valuable because everybody needs it, right?
Yeah.
So
Don't mind me. This is my coloring book at times.
so so what do you think about the FMOC meeting coming up tomorrow?
uh, Okay, this is the part where you're gonna say I am weird, but I haven't watched any game at all. And
No,
the
the meeting, the
why
the
is
the F,
because
the
uh
F, the FMOC meeting, the rate increase meeting tomorrow.
oh wow, I heard it's totally different. Okay, so my opinion on that, I think either is gonna stay at 75. I mean, if it goes any higher, then I guess we're in trouble.
I, I don't think it'll go higher. I think we're going 75 basis points, but I don't think that that's what's going to drive the markets tomorrow. I think what he says, excuse me, after that will drive the markets.
Yeah.
Um, I think if he says that, if Powell says that he's looking at another 75 basis points in December, I think you'll see the markets tank.
Okay.
I think I think if he says that they're leaning more towards a uh 50 basis point in December, you'll see the markets take off because that'll show signs of them guys loosening the restraints on the interest rates, right? I
Yeah.
think 75 is pretty much baked into the market right now. Both stock market and crypto market. Everybody's expected it. Everybody's priced it in. You'll The thing with these things is if you're there first thing in the morning when it's released, you'll always get that big dip no matter what, right?
I agree.
But then the bounce back is usually pretty quick if the news isn't bad. 75 basis points will be a quick bounce back to the market. It'll bounce right back.
Yeah.
But then if he comes out in his press conference and he says, we're still looking at, possibly an aggressive rate hike in December, you'll see the market can go right back down, right? But I
Yeah.
think if he says, we're looking at leaning towards, a 50 50 basis point increase in December, you'll see the market take off. You'll just see it take off.
Well, okay, so this is my thing. I can see it happening, but I'm also concerned because usually these months coming up are like the worst time for the market.
So
So
let me
either way, I wouldn't like. I don't mean to be the party pooper, but I'm very realistic, and either way, I think is we're them if we do and we're them if we don't. That we might have a little relief rally, like always. Yes,
we're nowhere near a bull
exactly.
run. If you look at the market cap of crypto right now, I think you're looking at what, $1 trillion. So a little bit more money starting to trickle into crypto right now because we hovered around that 900 billion to 9.5 billion, 900 and a half for a while. Now
Yeah,
we're up over that trillion. So you start to see a little bit of money come back into the market. And it's interesting because that money came in when Elon bought Twitter, right? But
yeah,
so you start to see a little bit money trickle in right now. But I say this all, Wadi, you've heard me say this 100 times.
yeah.
You can't have a bull run until you reach a $2 trillion market cap.
I agree.
Because the last bull run, you were at a $2 trillion market cap. So, until you at least reach that mark, we're just talking about slight pumps in the market, profit taking opportunities, and then the market will settle back in, and then another pump, and then markets, So that's the game we're gonna play probably until the end of 2023.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that one. And even yesterday on Larry's channel, Crypto Talk Now, when they did ask me when do you think the bull market will start, honestly speaking, if it don't start in the beginning of 2024, it will start in the beginning of 2025. That's
When's the next Bitcoin halving? Was it 2025?
2024.
20,
2024. Yeah. So
2024?
yeah, so this is, let me see if I could bring it up here. Um, have you ever heard of the Bitcoin rainbow chart?
Yeah, I've heard of it before.
Okay, hold on. Darn it. This thing appeared out of nowhere.
But yeah, I think,
Rid of it.
Wadi, I think the Bitcoin halving is going to have a big impact on the bull run of when it starts.
Yeah, yeah, it usually does. So that's what that's why I'm saying if it doesn't start in the beginning of 2024 or in the middle, it should start at least by the beginning of 2025. So, and I don't know what the heck is going on with this. Let me see if I can actually switch the screen.
I have us, I have us coming out and going into a mini bull run in like the end of 2023.
Um,
Third or
Meaning
fourth.
the pre bull run possible.
I think that's going to be the start. I think it's going to be the start of the bull run, third or fourth quarter of 2023.
Yeah,
I don't, we're, the crazy part about it is we're in a recession and they're not telling us we're in a recession, which is exactly what happened. Which is exactly what happened in 08. We were actually in a recession in 07 and they didn't come out and officially declare it till 08. We're doing
yeah,
the same thing here. We all know we're in a recession. We all can feel it. But they'll come out and they'll officially announce that we're in a recession. The markets will tank themselves because of that news. And that'll probably happen in early 23 after the midterm elections, after everybody gets settled, all that stuff. They'll come out, they'll make that announcement. In early 23, we'll climb out of it late 23, and that'll be about what? That'll be probably over 12 months of a recession for us. So that's right around the time where you usually start to climb out of a recession is 12 to 18 months. So it adds up. The math adds up.
yeah. Well, when you calculate it that way, it does make sense. My thing is always just observing the charts, and that's it. Darn it, this is not it. All right, so let me just an example. This is the stock to flow chart, right? Let me see model. I don't want images. I want the actual stock to flow. Let me see. I guess this model would do. Yeah, I guess this would do. So basically, you see this right here? This is the next Bitcoin halving right there. So it looks more like towards the end of 2024, beginning 2025, more or less.
All right. So that's gonna spur a big uptick in the market.
Exactly. So
Is
that's
Racket Club? Hold on, Waddy. Is my man Racket Club in the house?
oh shoot, my bad, Racket. What's going on, bro?
Is
Yo,
my man Racket in the house? What's up, Racket?
what's going on, man? Waiting for that weekend warrior, bro. When?
I, I I just happened to glance over at the chat. I seen my boy Racket over there. Racket's in the building.
Yeah, when I'm looking, so basically I'm doing the back and forth because in this screen, this one, I have all the charts and everything so it can actually look good. But on this screen, which is the other one, I have the StreamYard. So when I'm looking at one, I'm not looking at at the chat. So I apologize for that.
That's all right. I just had to shout out my boy Racket. Like I keep telling him, like I'm gonna get at him and we're gonna do a live together. But life is just busy. So, but we're still gonna do that.
Yeah, one day, man, just let him know what happened.
Tell him that you dye your hair blonde.
No, I'm not saying that.
He dyed his hair blonde. Now you're gonna get embarrassed.
Oh God, that's my youngest daughter,
Yeah, and I really love my father so much.
and I love you too, baby. Go eat your apple juice.
So Racket's talking about he just got out of work.
Child.
Yeah, that's what you said.
What Racket doesn't know is we never quit work. The grind never stops. You know, we're always looking. Oh, you're always looking to make some money somewhere, Racket. The grind never stops.
You have to. You have to. So, all right, Daniel. I mean, I think we pretty much covered a good amount of coins for today and some things, or you want to stay a little longer and chop it up some more, or what?
I gotta get out of here because I got somewhere else I gotta be. Like I said before, but hey, I just want to leave everybody with a quick watch the market tomorrow. Look at them FOMC meetings. See where the market takes you. Don't make. My opinion is I'm not making any moves until after that meeting, and until after the press conference. So see where the market settles in at, and be careful out there with your investments. Invest in good, solid projects, and make some money. It's going to be a little while, so you got DCA your way in and everything.
Yeah. And what I gotta say is, Daniel, once again, thank you for joining the live stream. And hold on real quick. No, Racket, I'm not going blonde.
Racket, I think he should. Racket, I think he should. I think we should see him blonde. Racket, I think so.
Racket actually could do it. Like,
Rodney did it.
Make it official. French fry here, bro. 100%.
Come on, Waddy. Rodney did it.
Nah, I can't, bro. I mean, I did black because, I wanted to get rid of some grays. But other than that, and it wasn't even my idea. It was my oldest niece. She just came out of nowhere. Theo. No. That gray hair gotta go. And she bought the hair dye and everything. So but Nat, I was gonna say thank you once again for coming on the live stream with me. If you guys haven't subscribed to Daniel and whoever sees this afterwards, just go to his channel, Daniel Gayton. He got good info. He knows what he's talking about, and a great friend of mine. So definitely make sure you guys subscribe to him too. And if you haven't subscribed to me, please do so. Like, subscribe, and share. And that will be all for tonight. And as far as Tim, bro, I'm not doing it. I'm not going.
Come on. That everybody go on Twitter. Everybody go on Twitter and tell Waddy dye that hair.
Waddy Rubio. No, Racket, no. As a matter of fact, ask Sonia or one of y'all make a poll. So Waddy dye his hair blonde or what color? And let's see what Sonia is gonna say.
Let's go. Make the poll. Let's see it. Let's see it. I'm voting. Hey, Waddy, thank you for all your support. I appreciate it. And anytime, just hit me up.
All right, Daniel, I got you, man. And likewise, whenever you need anything, just let me know. All right.
All right. Everybody have a great night. Appreciate you.
Yeah, with that being said, have a good night, everyone.